Okay, so we'll get into this whole thing in a minute. We're just going to start right with Khris Middleton. Look, Khris Middleton is a very good player, and we can even go through their Middleton take a little bit on Bleacher Report. If Middleton didn't qualify as a genuine star before, and that's a big if, he does this season, Middleton is tied with Damian Lillard for the highest true shooting percentage among everyone averaging whatever. And the other idea is that Middleton's place begins with the assumption that he's the benefactor of Giannis and the Bucks system and all that. Self-creation ingrained into his game. He runs pick and rolls, pull-ups. All that is fair. Everything that they say here is absolutely fair. Khris Middleton is a very good player. He is deserving of a lot of praise. I think he was deserving of his All-Star nod. And I don't even think we really should be bringing out the pitchforks if he gets All-NBA third team at forward. Although, if you really start breaking down the dudes, he maybe just misses out if you ask me. All that being said, Khris Middleton is in no way in hell the 10th best player in the NBA. That's just the way it is. Now, if he goes and averages like 22, 23 a game on amazing efficiency the entire playoffs, then maybe Bleacher Report was smarter than all of us all along. But, again, Khris Middleton is simply not the 10th best player in the NBA. If you want to put him 15th, I think that's fair given how good he's been this season. I mean, he basically averaged 20 a game, I think like 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 50, 39, 90. He like missed the 50, 40, 90 by a little bit. He could get it in the last 8 games. But there's a fine line between being like a little hot takey with some fairness to it and just going off the rails. And I think this is going off the rails. I mean, I praised Bleacher Report when they had Ben Simmons as the 4th best point guard because I feel like that is daring but makes sense. I can't be with them on this one, especially because, well, when you look at some of the other guys, and this is when we can dive into the rest of this stuff. So Tatum, number 11. Is Jason Tatum better than Khris Middleton? I think he is, but I think Middleton, beginning to end, was better for the season. So take that for whatever you will. You know, Joel Embiid, number 12. I understand everything you can say about Embiid, the consistency. I say it every time I talk about the guy. Still think Embiid is better than Khris Middleton. Now, CP at number 13. So I would have had Chris Paul not just in the top 10. The thing with this list is like Steph isn't there, KD's not there, Kyrie isn't there, so that shuffles things up a little bit. Not only would I have had Chris Paul number 13, I probably would have had Chris Paul at number 9. And I would have pushed everybody else down 1 spot. That's assuming I agree with everything else I see. I haven't really looked at this that much, but, you know, eventually you get to Anthony Davis, and like Chris Paul's not better than AD. I think Chris Paul has been better than Jimmy and Middleton and Tatum and all those guys. Although I do praise Bleacher Report for putting Jimmy at number 9, because I think Jimmy Butler... Although I have to ask this, where's Paul George in this whole mess? PG is somewhere down there, which, you know, that right there is something to talk about. But, to me, Jimmy Butler is maybe the most underrated player in the league at this point. Like, you know, Chicago's only chances of the postseason were when Jimmy was running the show. They traded him, and it hasn't gone well since. And that's not all because of losing Jimmy, I get it, but it's definitely some of it. Philly bet on we can replace Jimmy's production. That hasn't gone well. The Wolves, I mean, the one time the Wolves were good, Jimmy carried the show there. So, I mean, this idea that Jimmy Butler's not good, I think it's just flat out stupid at this point. And not, like, not good, but I feel like people think Jimmy is, like, kind of super overrated. I don't agree with that at all. I think Jimmy is awesome. But I would still have Chris Paul over him, because I think CP is that good. But again, this, like... No, I mean, we'll dive into the other stuff. I mean, we kind of are now, but we're still sticking to Middleton a little bit. If who's the first guy I would have Middleton over? I mean, I would have him over Tatum. I wouldn't have Tatum at number 11. I should say that. I would knock Tatum down a little bit, but just because, like, I don't think we should ignore what happened before he started going nuclear. But Yeah, like who else would I definitely have over, or who's the first guy I would have Middleton over? I mean, Towns is better than Middleton. Let's see, Simmons is better than Middleton. PG is better, so PG at 16. Okay, that's an interesting one. And you know, Paul George, 16. I mean, I don't know. PG's in this fascinating place of he was amazing in the regular season last year, and then the shoulder thing kind of messed it up. And I don't know. You could argue PG hasn't had enough of a chance to really make the case that he's like a top 10 player. I think he's been there through stretches of his career, but yeah, I think it's that first round playoff series that we saw recently that really hurt him because of the shoulder against Portland, you know. Or maybe he just simply, even if the shoulder was fine, maybe he just still wouldn't have won it. I don't know. But it's, I get it with Paul George, and when I look at the guys ahead of him, I'm like, well, Ben Simmons or PG. I mean, PG's probably better. So the Paul George one's interesting. Give me more time on that one. But I think PG's better than Middleton. I think Siakam's better than Middleton. I'd probably still take Gobert. Oh, Kyrie is in here. Okay. I mean, Kyrie is better than Middleton, even if this season Middleton's been better because of injuries and stuff. I think Lowry is better than Middleton. This is becoming a Middleton crap show. I think Beal is better than Middleton. Trust me, Khris Middleton's very good. I mean, we're only in the 20s here. Where's Westbrook? 20? Yeah, I know the Westbrook thing got a bit of attention. Yeah, I would have Russ higher. The Westbrook thing is always fascinating, and he was so good once they traded Capella. I just feel like I think Westbrook is deserving of being higher than Beal and Lowry is, for as much as I love Kyle Lowry. I mean, I had Westbrook on second team All-NBA. I had Lowry on third team, so I feel like I'm kind of staying consistent with that. Although I'm pretty sure I had Chris Paul on third team, and I would like to change that. So I guess in my new All-NBA thing that no one remembers but me, I would probably have Lowry and Westbrook as third team guards, and then I would have Chris Paul over Russ for second team, because I think CP, efficiency, defense, all that stuff, he's got over Westbrook, no doubt. Like, I think Kyrie is better than Westbrook when they're both healthy, so maybe that would have been my cutoff for Russ. I don't know. I mean, I think the outrage of Russ being this low is not ridiculous, but I think it's a little bit ridiculous. Like, if you think Westbrook is the 10th best player in the NBA, I just straight up do not agree with that. But he should be, like, in the mix of the teens and all that, and he should certainly not be behind Khris Middleton. I will once again agree there. Where am I going to place Middleton? Okay, Middleton's better than Trae Young. There you go. I'm good with that one, because Trae Young's defense is so bad. You get it. Like, I always do this with Trae. And okay, in my personal thing, Khris Middleton, number 22. There you go. Who's after Trae Young? Kemba? Yeah, I mean, based on this season, I guess you can put Middleton over. Actually, no, I'm still going. Now I'm thinking about it more. I mean, Kemba's better than Trae Young, which that in itself is kind of silly, but whatever. Okay, Drew. That can be the cutoff. I think you can say Middleton is better than Drew Holiday. There you go. That's my final thing. Khris Middleton, 25th best player in the NBA. According to myself, I think that is fair. There you go. I guess we can just keep going up and down the list. I mean, there's nothing that I'm super outraged about or super want to talk about like that. I do think Russ should be higher. I will say that much, but yeah. What did they say about Westbrook? Slotting Russell Westbrook any higher would demand selective memory. It would not be a stretch to say this is the best version of Westbrook ever. Fair. The first part of the season happened. Yeah, I mean, I agree with them as well. I have the same exact take. But I still feel like he should be higher. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle. Like, there's the Westbrook pessimists who will put him at number 22. And then there's the Westbrook optimists who are really annoying on Twitter who will put him like number 7. And then there's me who's like, hey, he's like number 15 or so. So there you go. Where are we going next? Bam, number 26. Okay. I mean, based on my All-NBA thing, I would technically have Bam way higher. So I guess this could be me potentially going against what I said earlier. But with Embiid, it's games played, you know? Like, that's why I had Bam Did I have Bam first team all NBA for center? No, I had Jokic, but I think I had Bam second. But again, it was just games played. I think Embiid is better than Bam. Devin Booker, number 27. Okay, see, here's the thing. Like, Devin Booker's... Yeah, I actually forgot about Devin Booker going down the list. Devin Booker, to me, is better than a number of guys ahead of him. I think he's better than Bam. I think he's better than Drew. I think he's better than Kemba, better than Trey, better than Khris Middleton. Has Devin Booker been better than Westbrook? Probably. I don't think so. I think I would have Westbrook over Booker. So okay. So yeah, I would have Booker higher than 27 certainly. Brandon Ingram at 28. Okay. The Drew over Ingram thing is interesting. I agree with it. I think Brandon Ingram has been a little more noticeable on the Pelicans than Drew Holiday has. I think Drew has been better. So I'm okay with that. I saw Zion at 29. See, here's the thing. If I'm ever going to have a hot take, this is the hot take. I'm ready to put Zion at like number 12 right now. I honestly am. And I understand it's on an extremely small sample size of like however many games, but I don't care. I think he's that good. Like they're saying, if you're thinking this placement is over-ambitious, I don't think it's over-ambitious. I think it's under-ambitious. Like, there's 28 guys better than Zion Williamson? I don't think so. But, you know, I'm all in on Zion. I understand if I'm a little over the top there. Jalen at 30. I'm a big fan of this. I don't know if I agree with it. I'm going to have to look at some of the other players, but potentially. Shea at 31. Who do I think is better, Jalen or Shea? I think Jalen's better. I don't have a real reason, I just think he's a little better. That might be me being a biased Celtics fan. But Shea at number 31, you know, it's not ridiculous. He's very good. And, I mean, I'm sure if you look at some of the super analytical stuff, there's a case that Shea might be better than some other young stars who get more attention. Mainly because of his defense, but even so, it's like with Shea, for as very good as he is, it's like, so I guess, you know, that's something to consider. Utah, so this is Donovan Mitchell, I assume. Yeah, I mean, Mitchell, his efficiency is not amazing just yet. All right, what is Donovan Mitchell's true shooting percentage? We're on Basketball Reference. 56. I mean, 56, it's going in the right direction. Still not amazing, but we're getting there. I guess I'm cool with Donovan Mitchell, but even then, it's like, you know, they're saying Shea and Jaylen Brown are better than Donovan Mitchell. I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like Mitchell is better than both of those guys. If anything, because there's something that's just hitting at me all the time with Mitchell, that the stuff around him has still not been good enough. But even then, it's like, we're in year 3 with him. Like, at a certain point, you might just be what you are, which is still very good, but maybe it's a touch below Jaylen Brown or whatever. I don't know. I don't think it's ridiculous. I'm sure if I look on Twitter, there will be people like, oh my god, Donovan Mitchell is below Jaylen Brown, but it's fine. It's cool. CJ at 33. So they put CJ at 33, but they also want CJ to get traded. Do you really think any of the 32 guys ahead of CJ McCollum are available in a trade, Bleacher Report? I'm venting over the CJ trade idea from a couple of articles back they did, because I just feel like the trade CJ thing is irrational. Like, people just, the Blazers aren't as good as I want them to be. My brain is melting. What do I do? Trade CJ. Like, okay. For what? For who? Where is it? I'm sorry. I get passionate about the Blazers. They're my second favorite team. They're... Ugh. This is all fair, though. He doesn't get to the rim or foul line at a high clip. It's very fair. Like, he's a very good three-point shooter, and his efficiency is still not amazing because he shoots so many damn two-pointers and so few free throws. Anyway, we move on. Ja at 34. I like it. I like Ja Morant at number 34. Who's number 35? Sabonis? Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, they're all kind of blending into one. I don't think there's any strong takes to be had anymore. Although I think De'Aaron Fox is better than Sabonis and whoever else. The thing with the Kings is that they ask Fox to do way too much. Like, he's their only playmaker. I mean, Corey Joseph is, like, a little bit, but Corey Joseph can't score. So I'd love to see I would love to see De'Aaron Fox with like another guy who can really run the offense a little bit. I have a question. Where is my guy, well, two guys. Where's Porzingis and where's my guy Gordon Hayward? We're going to go until we find one of them. The frickin' Vucevic show on Bleacher Report, man. Vucevic is better than Porzingis? I mean, he could be, because Porzingis wasn't great to open up the year or whatever, but, like, is Vucevic really better than Porzingis? Is he? Maybe. I don't know. Gallinari's better than Porzingis. There's the zinger, 39. Like, I get it. I understand the take, but I just don't want to agree with it. So I'm not agreeing with it. It's a little irrational on my part, but it's fine. We're at number 39, okay? Genuine takes have left the building at this point. Where's my guy Gordon Hayward? Bledsoe at 40? Okay. All defense guard, in my opinion. Probably second team. I mean, we can talk all day about if he's going to crap his pants again in the postseason, but, like, this is not a postseason thing. Maybe it should be a little bit, but yeah. John Collins at 41. You're telling me my guy Gordon Hayward is worse than John Collins? John Collins is very interesting because his numbers are fantastic, but it's like, well, let me go into that a little bit more. Like, he averages like 20 a game on very good efficiency. His true shooting is in the 60s. He finishes at the rim really well. His three's getting a little better. The thing with Collins, to me, it comes back to his playmaking and his defense, which his defense got a little better. But like, if his passing doesn't take a jump and if his defense doesn't take a jump, then I just feel like there's this wall with him as a player to where he'll be a box score guy, and he certainly will help you, but I don't know if he'll be maximizing his talents, pretty much. We're on Gordon Hayward watch now. Fred VanVleet over Gordon Hayward. There he is, finally. I don't even have a strong take on Gordon Hayward. Yeah, I just like him. You know what I mean? But here's the thing, though. Like, Hayward's at 43, and I have to ask myself, like, Khris Middleton has been better than Hayward this season. Are we sure Khris Middleton's better than Gordon Hayward? I've knocked myself down to 43. Like, I talked myself into Middleton at 25, and now I'm at 43, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. So there you go. I don't know what any of that means. Let's just go to number 50. Zach LaVine, 44. I feel like LaVine's better than Hayward, though. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, the case against LaVine is defense, passing, not taking a bad shot randomly in the game. I don't know. LaVine, you can say all that, but puts up like 25 a game on damn good efficiency. You know, at a certain point, it's like, guy's just good. And maybe he should be a little higher. You know, like, I remember, who was it? Fred VanVleet? Yeah, like, Zach LaVine's better than Fred VanVleet. And I love VanVleet, and I think he's going to get paid somewhat this offseason. Maybe not as much as before the suspension, but I just feel like LaVine's better than him, you know what I mean? LaVine's probably better than John Collins right now. Is LaVine better than Eric Bledsoe? Yeah, probably. So, but whatever that's all worth. We're gonna cut it off at 50. 45 D'Lo. That's probably fine for D'Angelo Russell. Dinwiddie, 46, also probably fine. Jamal Murray, 47. Okay. Brogdon at 48. Yeah, these are all simple enough. Ayton at number 49. Who's worse than Ayton? LaMarcus Aldridge? Yeah, I didn't talk about that enough. Well, I talked about Ayton a lot in the center video. I crapped on him a little bit. Like, based on what I was saying in that video, I would have Ayton like in the 70s or 80s. Oh boy, like Ayton, he's very talented. The box score is nice. But, you know, the other stuff. With which, it should be said, the Suns were a positive with him, you know, like it says right there. They were a positive per 100 possessions and all that. I want to see more with Ayton. That's pretty much it. And Aldridge at 50. Alright, cool. Just for the sake of looking, who's the number 51? Oh, they don't have pictures. Kevin Love, yeah, we don't have to care after that. Yeah, I mean, Middleton at number 10, I just wouldn't, personally. I would have him around number 25, around Drew Holiday, that area. Tatum at 11, I love the guy. And he was certainly a top something player in the 1.5 month run he went on. But I wouldn't go this high just yet. Like, I think there's quite a few guys directly below Tatum that are better than him, between Embiid and CP and Towns and Ben Simmons. Well, maybe not Ben Simmons. Maybe Tatum's 15th. I don't know. I think PG. Like, I think Paul George is better than Ben Simmons and Tatum. So, yeah. I have to finish this video eventually, so I guess we're done.